The next part of graphing quadratic equations and finding solutions is we are going to use Desmos. You can do a Google search on how to find x-intercepts on your specific calculator, or we're going to use Desmos. So on this first one, when I have 9x squared plus 12x minus 1 equals 0, it's set equal to 0. I type it in. I click on the graph. When I click on the graph, most calculators will indicate that where the vertex is, where the y-intercept is, and also the roots or solutions. So here it would be negative 1.4 and I'll come over here and I'm going to round to 0.1. So you can do it to 1/10 of a digit. The only other way you could solve this is if you were doing quadratic equation. So the next one is 7x squared plus 2x equals 2. Remember that you have to set it equal to 0. Click on the graph. Again, you can do the research for your own specific calculator. The y-intercept comes up, the vertex comes up, the solutions, and both solutions. So these solutions are negative 0.7 and slide it over and 0.4. Every calculator that you have that is a graphing calculator will find these. So notice that this one had two solutions because it crossed the x-axis twice. Notice that the next one had two solutions because it crossed the x-axis twice. Okay, the next one is 6x squared plus 7x equals negative 9x. Move everything over to set it equal to 0. And notice that here's my axis and it's not touching, it's floating. So this is no solutions because your solution is the x-intercept. And if it's not going to cross the x-axis, it's not going to have an x-intercept. So if you did that and you did it by quadratic formula, your opposite of 4ac is bigger than your b squared. Next one, I have 4x squared minus or equals 10x minus 5. I then have to set it equal to 0, get it in the calculator. It is again hitting twice. And so my solutions are 0.7 and 1.8. The next set is we have to find the vertex of y equals negative 2x squared minus 4x minus 7 algebraically, and what is the axis of symmetry. So remember that the axis of symmetry, it's easier to find than the vertex. So axis of symmetry is opposite of b over 2a, which is opposite of negative 4 over 2 times negative 2, which is positive 4 over negative 4, which is negative 1. I then have to very carefully plug in, so this is my axis of symmetry. Axis is x equals negative 1. So if I'm graphing it, I have a dashed line at negative 1. I also know that it has a max, because it's very sad, it's very negative. Okay, then I'm going to find the vertex, so I have to do y equals negative 2 times negative 1 squared minus 4 times negative 1 minus 7. And this is where mistakes happen when you're plugging in a negative and having to square stuff. So make sure parentheses are your friends. Negative 2 times 1 minus, that's all plus 4, minus 7. -2 plus 4 minus 7, -9 plus 4, -5. So my vertex is at -1, -5. And that is solving each quadratic equation on the calculator. You can use your own calculator. Make sure if you are doing the digits, I'm going to say let's round to the nearest tenth. These are, they don't hit. No solutions means it doesn't hit x-axis. Remember I said that you could actually have one solution. That's when the vertex hits. Just the vertex hits. So that's one solution. Okay. You also can have one solution with a maximum. Okay. So that's also one solution. So that's how you get quadratics to be one solution, zero solution, one solution, or two solution. The one solution is when the vertex hits the x-axis. The zero solutions is when it doesn't hit the x-axis at all and it's floating. And two solutions is when it crosses the x-axis twice. That is 14-3, graphing quadratics with a calculator.